evening. Welcome to another developer interview for our Perceptive podcast series here on Game Wisdom. For today's episode, we're going to be chatting with the team from White Guardian Studios, who are currently, at the time of us recording this, have a Kickstarter up for their creature collecting game, Alchemic Beasts. So please welcome to the podcast, Whitney and Tyrell. How are you both doing today?
Very good.
I'm doing good, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming on and wanting to chat about the game. And for any one of you watching this right now, I'm always looking for guests for the series. So if you are a developer or just want to chat about game dev, be sure to get in touch. So, as I just said, right now as we're recording this, you are doing the Kickstarter for the game. So, to get things started, for people listening to us, what is Alchemic Beasts and what is the Kickstarter going for?
So Alchemic Beast is a Monster Tamarind RPG where you use social chemistry and alchemy to build your beast through bonding, battling, and building. So we wanted the three B's in there to sort of get a good idea what the game is represent. And right now we're we're funding our crowdfunding campaign for about $24,000. And I think we just crossed the $3,000 mark with like one more backer from
away from 100.
100. So yeah. So now I don't want to start talking about it and because you want us to sort of tell that part, but because I'll start to talk and it'll take over the entire interview. But yeah, that's what we're doing right now. That's the surface of the premise.
Mm-hmm. And we'll talk a bit more about that in the coming minutes. So, since this is both of your first times on this cast, for the people listening to us, could you go into a little bit about what are your backgrounds when it comes to game dev?
Okay.
Well, I've been developing games since I was a teenager. Like, I was working on Demon's Revenge, which is my baby, my game. And then I met him, Tyrell, and we ended up working on it together. Released it in 2014.
15, 14? One of them.
15, 14.
One
Yeah. I think we ran a Kickstarter for it. We failed like three times before we actually got it funded. But it came out, I think it was 2014, then it came out in 2015. And since then, we've just been working on so many other things. There's Equan, the Watchful Guardian. There's Rootless, Lost World, where we were at some point trying to do a re-release for Demon's Revenge as well.
Right.
I've worked on Omori, The Revenant Prince. There's another game that's coming out soon called One Phoenix Down. That I did some work on that as well. And that, aside from that, I've been around in commissions and,
some Patreon games.
Patreon?
Yeah. Patreon games that we're working on?
Oh, yeah. But those are like on Patreon.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about the Legends and all of those.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
and I do the development. I do programming. I do. I just started doing music for Alchemic Beasts. And I did music for Equan as well. But like I feel like that was kind of like tiptoeing into music. But now with Alchemic Beasts, I'm like, it's like a whole different ball game. Like it's not chip tunes. It's actual instruments. I mean, like not live instruments, but instruments. And like I feel like I have to try harder.
And for you, Taro?
So I've been working with Whitney for as long as we knew each other. Primarily on pixel art. Sometimes it'll be 2D art and drawing. And I've worked on most of the games all our games that we do. but I also worked on a couple of other projects. A lot of them have not seen the light of day, but working on Fiverr and working on some projects that I get from Pixar jobs from um, either Twitter or Reddit, and I'll do those projects there. I think one project that is currently has a demo is called Guinea Pig Gunner. That one is, I think it's in beta right now, and doing some tests on that. I'm pretty proud of that one because it gave me the opportunity to sort of make like a Cartoon Network style cartoon inside of a game, and I thought that was a lot of fun doing that.
With Alchemic Beasts, what was kind of the like inspiration or like what made the two of you want to do like a creature collector as your next project?
What is interesting about that? So what's interesting about that is the game Lost World was a game that we had got. It was part of this contest that came up. It's called Ultimate Game Idea Contest on Fiverr. So we pretty much submitted like all our games, and at the end of it, it's like I was like, I know what game's gonna pass, and like it's definitely Lost World. Like I know the Lost World. So Lost World came through, and that was the game that happened to get as a semifinalist in the contest. So when that game was semifinal, I knew we were going against like a skating game, a 3D skating game that like it's like Fortnite kind of, and it was on skates. And that game won. I knew it was going to win, right? But then it was like we could take that game and we can go ahead and we can do something with that off the contest and use that in the pitch. It worked, but ultimately we got the pitch, we got the sort of prototype funding for it, but it didn't land. The game was kind of like our idea of what a Pokemon game would be, except that instead of capturing the monsters, you was like cooking their different body parts, and you'll either use it for weapons or you'll use it, or one character would eat it, and they would like sort of use the different parts of the animals.
Or make weapons with
And they were sort of right.
Yeah.
And they were sort of designed like Pokemon, except they were like
dark
they were like dark creatures.
They were like recycling items.
Yeah, like
plastic,
things that could not be recycled.
Metal, yeah.
Right.
Things that
Right. So things that could not be recycled. So it didn't end up working. So we end up still taking that concept and sort of developing Alchemy Beast with it, which is kind of weird when you think about it. That's exactly what happened, but it's really two different concepts.
Doing with our kids because were, like they've always kind of seen us doing the work,
right?
But then with Alchemic Beasts, we kind of all came up with that together,
right?
Like we just had a meeting and was like, oh,
we
can do this, which is kind of an idea like this,
right?
It's more kid friendly, and having the kids involved, we kind of had to make it more kid friendly.
And then it was the thing where it's like, you guys are playing Pokemon cards. Why don't we just make a Pokemon game together?
Yeah.
So we kind of wanted them to be more of producers than consumers, and we wanted to give them sort of the idea of using their ideas into making something rather than just be on that Pokemon train. So that's a big part of that, how that game came to be. And then once we started developing it, it was a bunch of ideas of those games that we really enjoyed. A lot of inspirations for that was Digimon. I was playing Digimon World at the time. Digimon World Next Order at the time, and so a lot of those mechanics are like, oh, that's cool. But I did not like the sort of mini game that you did to sort of grow your monsters. You're just sitting there and training. You just do this mini game all day, and then you go out. Even in the game, you feel like it feels like it's nighttime when you do it because you feel like you've been there all the time. But they had a lot of cool things that I thought would work, like how they have the bonding and the relationship aspect. And we sort of took that because we wanted to sort of create in Pokemon how Ash had his Pikachu and how he had his Charizard, and how his Charizard would listen to him and Charizard would attack him, or Pikachu would go beat all odds and defeat things that he's not supposed to win against. So we wanted to give sort of that type of experience and different experiences when you have your beast and Alchemy Beast. I think the slogan that we came up with that is you can't have alchemy without chemistry. And the chemistry sort of goes into the social chemistry between the character, between you, your beast, and your beast and themselves, like to
and
the
each other.
right, right. And I don't know if we are talking about mechanics right now because we can go into that, but that's Alchemy Beast. That's how it came to be. Right.
Social chemistry.
Yeah.
Alchemy.
Right.
Chemistry.
And then the branching paths of evolutions
of
from Digimon.
Yeah.
And then the body parts from J Cocoon. Different beasts can have different body parts, and that would be based on the type of skills that they can have and all that stuff.
And with like going back to where you were saying a few minutes ago about like kind of using like relationships and trying to raise the different creatures like that, what I guess like for people listening to us right now, like what does that entail for the game?
So it's actually a couple things that you can do. There is like random events that you're walking around, and the random events will happen where these two beasts are having this sort of conflict. These two or three.
It doesn't have to be conflict. It's just like it's just a social
interaction.
Yeah. And it could be conflict.
Right.
Or it could be, them just getting to know each other, bonding with each other. And then you can get involved as well. So you can have influence on how their relationship grows or, regresses.
Right.
Because certain beasts will need certain things to evolve or become a certain variant way.
Certain criteria.
Yes, certain criteria that will have to be met. And some people will try to meet those criteria, or they will actually like try to bond and just naturally let everything play out. So we want to give options for all the different type of play styles and all the different ways that people want to engage with their beasts and interact with their beasts.
So there's those random things that come up, and then there is the things that you can do throughout the day. So you have a couple of emotes that you have, emotions and interactions that you have sort of control of. You can call your beast towards you, and when you do that, then let's say you had a disobedient beast. And after the battle, he wasn't listening to you. You can call him over, and then you can tell him about himself. And then when doing that, then it would increase his obedience, but depending on his personality, it could decrease his mood, and therefore decrease his relationship with you. So your relationship is built on a scale.
Yeah, and relationships do matter because they every beast has an aura that they have, and they release an aura with the party, and there's like a team synergy that goes on based on everybody's relationship. So if a beast doesn't like you, it could actually ruin your stats for battle. So you want to make sure that you have a nice synergy, a nice balance in your group, or things might go bad for you. Or it could if you want to make the game more challenging.
Yeah. Or there's certain type of beast that you want with you got to treat them a certain type of way.
Yeah.
And then even with that is what you were talking about, those auras. And those auras are really cool because there's a couple of things you can do with it. There's two things. There's one thing that's called your bond surge, and then the other thing is called bench aura. In our game, the bench beasts play a vital part in battle because they can give you bonuses towards your health or your attack power, just based on them being on the bench. And then on top of that, let's say you had a beast that had a personality that made him that he would jump in front of an attack for you,
like a protective
and take the hit,
or loyal, protective.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you have the beast that would you get hit and then they'll do a counterattack.
Yeah.
Right.
Vengeful.
Right.
Type of thing.
And then you have the things that those are the beasts that's on the bench. Those are the bench roars. And then you have the bond surges. Where the bond surges are when you meet certain criteria in battle, you and your beast sort of have a surge in their bond, and that would also give you some bonuses there as well. So you'll have like a bonus. You may have bonus to attack, to speed. Some of bond surges may block an attack. Some bond surges may heal. Another will be a bench aura. A bench aura will definitely revive. So when your beast,
I'm not sure the revive one is working though.
But currently in the build,
in the current build,
right.
I've been working on it, but things happen.
Yeah.
And from when I tried the demo, for the people listening to us right now, I'll be posting, or by the time we're at this point in this conversation, there should be B-roll of my play the demo going on. So I played as the male character, and you can choose between the male and female. Are there differences in terms of the gameplay, or do they kind of like follow like a similar story or a similar design?
The story is similar. It's just one you're getting from the alchemist perspective, and one you're getting from the tamer. He's like really into taming, and he's more of a beast guy than she is, where she's more, all right, let's just experiment and see what happens. The story, I guess it can be different for the two characters, but it's mostly the same, but through the eyes of the different character personality. What's the question?
It was about the two characters, how they're different skills.
Oh yeah, and then so they do have different skills. Sieg is an engineer. He makes bombs. So later on, not in the demo, but later on, he will be able to craft his own bombs. They will have different effects. And later on in the game, Mione will also be able to craft potions. So they both kind of function the same, except that their secondary hit will do something different.
Yeah. Well,
anything you want to add?
Oh no, this is just one thing I was thinking about, sort of something that we was well, I guess it has nothing to do with those two characters, but to have something to do with the characters in the game. Whereas all the human characters sort of represent some sort of scientific thing, because we sort of wanted the story to be, a little bit of that, not quite against each other, but just a cool thematic thing that, like, for example, there's a character called Drippins, which represents economics. And so, like, the different things that humans would sort of represent those things. And then there's opposite of them are the gargoyles, and their beasts sort of represent a school of magic that you sort of go against. So different gargoyles have a certain school of magic, and then the humans would sort of have some sort of school of, human sort of ingenuity, which has nothing to do with the two characters. I was just thinking about that when you were talking
about other characters.
Yeah.
In the game, yes.
Yeah.
But currently in the demo, it's just Drippins, and there's a couple of gargoyles. Right. The main characters don't really know the gargoyles exist yet until they actually meet up with them, and then they get their butts kicked.
Mm-hmm. I got my butt kicked, I think, really bad during the demo during one of those fights.
I've since balanced them a little bit more, because we've been watching the streams, and we've seen people like having some trouble. I think I even removed one of the beasts from the gargoyle in the cave, because you kind of have to get past him in order to progress. So I didn't want it to be.
I think you should remove 2 from the water guy. I think you should move 2 from the guy. Just too early. Now I would say you keep the ones for the final. You keep the ones for the final gargoyle, but
the others are optional though.
No,
they're optional.
It's a demo. You don't want people to leave because they got destroyed by your trainers. You don't. The final boss, I keep him the way he is. But
I have lowered the stats of all of the gargoyles and their beasts.
You know what else you need to fix? Expose. Expose is devastating.
So I've heard. I've heard from you.
Oh yeah.
But everybody else,
you should listen to.
I haven't heard it from anybody else.
Oh, Expose is terrible.
It makes you feel powerful. Because you're getting power hits.
But when you get exposed, because the thing about it is you think of.
Because I made the AI too.
No.
Smart.
You think of, okay, what's the way that I would have gotten away from this? And then if there's no solutions, then it's not good. If you currently have no
hit.
Yeah.
And as soon as you get hit, it comes off.
And you die in your head. And you're dead.
Well, I'll think about it.
One shot.
We'll think about it. If anybody else has issues.
Oh yeah, that's moving.
but not real. Not
And nothing
any
removes
other,
it. Nothing removes it.
except getting hit by the super hard power hit.
It stays on as long as so you get it. It's terrible.
The
It is
part
awful.
that got me was the creature used the kind of like the spike defense. Every time you hit him,
Oh,
you
yeah.
take
Yeah.
damage. And all my
Right.
characters had like physical, or there was like no way for my party at the time to like get
Oh.
around that. I chose
Right.
the mosquito as my first character,
Okay.
and just everyone was just like, "Let me hit the guy, take off all my health." I was
Right.
just, my whole party's got like smacked down by defense.
Right. And the thing about he has the move called the quick combo, and a lot of times like we have since put a tutorial in there because some things is not quickly understood, such as the energy. So energy consumption, when you consume all your energy, the character end up being staggered.
Mm-hmm.
And if that's not known, the player ends up doing that, and they're like, "What's happening?"
Yeah, because
Yeah.
there's nothing stopping you from doing any of your skills. Some things may cost energy, and it'll just drain all of it. That's why I put like a little I added a red bar
Mhm.
if it's going to drain all of your energy, so that you know that if you do this, you're probably going to get staggered.
Mhm.
So that's that. But the only thing that does require energy, that requires energy, all of your energy, is the alchemic burst.
Right.
And the alchemic burst is basically a tide turner.
Mhm.
Mm.
And that's another thing that we
Needs to be explained.
that we needed to explain, because they were like, how do you do alchemy? It's big. We play. We've been playing games for a long time, so it's essentially a limit break or in Marvel vs. Capcom Ultimate hyper combo. And so, and one thing I kept telling her to do is when the bar is full, can we get like a rainbow glow?
It used to rainbow glow,
You should make it rainbow
but
glow.
I didn't know.
And then you make like a little like blink where the ultimate goes, so that oh, I can do this now. Because a lot of times the players were like, how do I do this move here? And
But yeah, but the thing is, I have to prioritize certain things like crashes
yeah.
and other bugs, like people can't play the game at all because they can't open it. And so a lot of things got put to the side. But playable. The game is very playable.
Yeah.
The demo is very playable.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things that we wanted to get in there.
Yeah, a lot of things, yeah.
That didn't. And now I think we finally might have a chance to add those things, like the interaction.
We have to
more interaction
for sure, but we
more results for the interactions, because right now they just like kind of talking to each other, but they're not really like getting any results from that.
Especially for
visual,
especially for what we know about
Yeah.
testing and what it ultimately is. I think the other thing with that is, even before that, we have to do a tutorial for crafting. 100%.
Yes, that's also a thing I want to get in the game ASAP.
Yeah,
because
ASAP.
it's a huge part of the game, or will be a huge part of the game. But it's not set up.
It currently is a huge part of the game.
Because you need to craft the ores.
Okay, you need to craft the ores.
You can't get the ores from anywhere else.
Aside from the
box
that nobody also knows.
The care box. I did just put a sparkly on it so that people know when it's available to grab.
Which I don't think is enough.
Sparkly? You don't think it's enough? What do I need to like flash it white so that it burns people's eyes?
Well, I think you need like an indicator, at least initially.
An indicator for the bookcases, and the bookcases, everybody knows what they are. Everybody understands where to go to look for this information. Okay, but you can do it for the care package as well. Is all I'm saying. If you want to.
What I'm saying is like a notification thing. Like just
so you don't want it.
Just like
he must be
no.
passing work to me. I do a lot already, Like, you have like one job. One job, yeah. Art.
Oh,
art, pixel art. art.
That's all I do.
It's marketing as well. Yeah.
That's
I guess you do a little marketing.
Yeah.
But then I do everything else.
Yeah.
You know, I do the coding, the development, the putting everything together, the sound design.
Oh yeah, you do
I
that.
go up to the sounds.
Mhm.
I do the UI. I do the layouts.
You're anti-marketing. That's what you do.
I'm anti-marketing.
Yeah, you're anti-marketing.
I was doing marketing.
The whole ride through. Oh, I need to apply for these confess. You need to work on the game. No, I need to apply to this stuff because we're gonna do something.
Well, yes, because the game needed to be done. It did. But you were doing the marketing.
Which made the marketing
personally
more difficult, actually.
Am not great at marketing. I like when I try.
I think you're excellent when you do it, but I think when you are going against it the whole way, it's exhausting.
But it's mostly because I want to have something to market.
I understood, but you got to understand.
I don't understand the not having the something to market. But that is a me thing, and that is why I am not in charge of that. I'll do my part, but
do you look for understanding? We're going into a whole other thing. We were supposed to be talking about something else.
I'm looking to do the game.
Okay,
that
so
is
you do
my
not
primary concern.
So you do not look for understanding.
I do look for understanding, but I also look for understanding and getting the game done.
Oh, I understand.
The demo.
100%.
Getting the demo done.
100%.
You know.
But you do now realize the effort and that you
I do realize the effort, yes. I
that
understand.
you just can't develop without plans.
With the current Kickstarter, I am being humbled.
Okay.
We do have the demo. We have everything set up. You know, we had the events, we had the trailers put up on YouTube. We've had people streaming it.
Oh, lots of people streaming,
and they love it.
Yeah,
you know, people are coming to our Discord for the first time in like years,
right?
But it's not translating,
right?
So I am humbled.
Right.
We have good things from what people are telling us.
Right.
But we don't have the eyes.
Right. So that's the thing about it. And we're going into something different. Right. So,
what was the question again?
We're definitely going to something different.
I think we got off the question there, but we went. But to Whitney's point, there are a lot of developers who struggle when it comes to marketing. That is always the constant challenge when it comes to indie dev. And I could like go on my own little rant for the next 20 minutes on that alone. I guess
I got something to say about it that I just understood was if we were selling the game right now, we'll be fine. Everything I learned was about selling the game. So we would manage to get all the wish lists. We know to do the events. We know to prioritize certain things over others, which is like events, demo, streamers, right? That's the stuff that absolutely works. Spending too much time on like certain social media, if your game does not just fit that platform, may be a bit of a problem, right? But as long as you get to very specific, you want to get to the people who are actually you want to be where people are going to actually enjoy what you're making, period. And you want to be in a concentrated area where it is. So you shouldn't waste your time sort of thing. But the thing that I discovered when running a crowdfunding campaign is that is all out the window. It's actually quite the opposite. If you want to make connections with people who have those audiences, you do want to connect with different developers. You do want to connect with people who are doing things very similar to you because Kickstarter, really the people on Kickstarter. You're going to bring in certain people, fewer people than the people who just do it. So these super backers, people who are already sort of in the if it's not the field of the hobby or of funding games, they're on that platform. That's what they're doing. A lot of other people, they're coming in, and you got to get them to sign up. Yeah. You got to get them to then put their information down. Those people have a much harder time to get on there, other than people who just do it. So I think that's the best. The thing with that, with crowdfunding, is that it's a certain person who definitely is going to do it very quickly, and it's somebody who's used to doing it. And those people are, I wouldn't say hard to find, but they are in a particular place. And if you're looking for people who are there to buy games, to be people who are going to support a crowdfunding campaign, you are probably in the wrong. You have the wrong mindset. All right, and that's sort of what I learned over like the last week. Because I'm like, oh man, we got IGN posted something. We got game trailers, Indie Hub. We got the people who we needed to, and then I start to notice that these people are our Steam, our wish lists go up, but the same traffic is not being directed towards Quickstar. Yeah, but it's like,
and nor does that traffic
goes to Kickstarter.
Usually go to Kickstarter because they're there for the game, the final product or the demo.
And
then everybody tells me, you guys shouldn't be selling your game. You should be selling the fact that you're working with your family of 8 to make the game.
Yeah.
And like, as you're both describing kind of like the differences between like Steam and Kickstarter, that is something that has been, I think, a very big roadblock for a lot of developers. Because I've seen, and I've like spoken with developers in the past who've had like, they either go like all onto the Kickstarter side and like none of that translates to Steam, or they're really big on Steam, but no translates to Kickstarter.
Yeah.
I've seen that. Yeah, I'm like, you say, okay, this person did good on Kickstarter. Like, let me see their Steam game. It was like, they don't have any, like the sales be up, like really, like, so you can be successful here, but here you absolutely dead in the water. So there's different skill sets that works here. And
I guess like as a bit of a marketing question, like obviously as we're talking, the Kickstarter just went up a few days ago. Did you do any marketing or like any major announcements about like prior to, or like what did you like, when did you start like mentioning about the Kickstarter and getting that word out?
It probably was in
probably during the
well, we did
the Summer Games Fest, right?
Well, I think it was before that. So we did before that, and most of the mention that we did was on Reddit, because we had some good traction on Reddit. We literally was like, I think in January, it's like, I can just bring wish list, but we did focus on the wish list, and I was like, I can just bring wish list here, right? So I'm just from Reddit bring wish list. I did end up putting the Steam page up, the Kickstarter page up, and I was seeing that I was driving, although I was putting people on Kickstarter, I was seeing that I no longer was driving people to Steam. And I'm in the mindset of, all the courses and stuff I'm taking, that I want to get, for selling a game, I really want to get my wish list up. And I guess that's what I was in the mindset of selling. So when we did, and I would notice even when we did the Summer Games Fest, and I kind of come to this conclusion about the Summer Games Fest, because Summer Games Fest sort of gave like a small boost of Kickstarter back right at the beginning, and I was like, we got it, we're done.
Summer Games Fest?
Summer Games Fest, yeah.
Or the title splash?
No, Summer Games Fest.
Of backers?
Yeah, not backers, of people going.
You mean the followers?
Pre-launch page.
Yeah,
yeah. So during some of the Game Fest, I'll see like a bunch. It would just boom right at the beginning, and it wasn't anymore. And then after that, the wish list was like, boom, 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 like all kind of crazy wish lists. But the Kickstarter pre-launch page was not gaining as much as the wish list. So then I started thinking, I was like, it's because the stream was up, right? And it got shown in the stream very quickly, and that was it. So even though the VOD did not translate into getting us, because I guess people watch it one time and then that was it.
Yeah.
So even more recently, when we were running within the title splash event that's going on, I think it's still going on right now, and we would see streamers literally walk people to pledge on our Kickstarter page. So the streamers were just they're playing, and they were basically they played a demo and they were walking people there.
Yeah.
So and we will see them. Like you literally watch people go and play. It's like, wow, look at that. So to me, it was a thing where that was working, but even with the the videos, the game trailers and things like that, thing that was sitting, that does not translate nearly as well as the people who were streaming, who were taking their audience and walking their audience to exactly where to pledge and stuff. So that's what I'm saying about that's the difference of it's kind of like you do it with games, but with the games, the video is still going to sell. It seemed like when you have the crowdfunding campaign, you have to be very personal.
Yeah.
And I think that's the biggest thing because even my daughter, she was on Twitter and she would go and message people and send them the link, and they would go and you would see they would go pledge. So even though they would follow us about it, but without anybody touching them personally, they wouldn't make an action. So it begins. We see that.
And then we have to figure out how do we touch 1,000 or 2,000 people personally. Not like that. Jeez.
But yeah, how do you? And that's pretty much the key. And it's two things. It's like people who have sort of had a hand in communicating with people personally. People having that trust. They say, well, trust these people too. So I think a big thing that we're doing right now is a lot of cross promotions, and that's what we're doing. That's hopefully a huge thing that we didn't quite think of when we were running the campaign. Because I think the biggest thing was before we had a pre-launch, like, hey, this stuff is not growing in the way that we wanted to grow. And again, the only time it was growing, my daughter was personally going and say, hey, we got this thing going on. Come join us, and then we will see that there. So yeah, on this in this interview, we just figured it out. It's about being personal, and so you got to literally talk to the amount of people that you want to play at CD Property Campaign. Interesting.
Well, we have to talk to
the people,
more people,
right?
Because the people that we talk to will not everyone's going to translate. Not everybody's gonna.
Yeah,
they're gonna check it out, or
That's why the people who got people.
Yes.
Can get people that
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, to that point about how like the Steam audience views a lot of these games, like they're going to be looking at, if you have a demo, they're going to look at that demo and yay or nay, they'll either put on a wish list, and then they may not go anywhere else. While the Kickstarter people are, or at least from what we've seen over with a lot of the games that we've covered, they're here for like the story. They're here for what is your pitch for this? Can you make this exciting in this 1 to 2 page blurb? And that's how they'll support. And a lot of things. And I guess this is an interesting question for both of you because you've been working on games you've done previous Kickstarters. That it really feels like the landscape for Kickstarter has really changed for game development. I've spoken to a few tabletop designers over the past year who've shared their own thoughts on like how pitching the Kickstarter has really changed for the tabletop side. But have you, like, since you've done previous Kickstarters, like, have you noticed any like big changes in terms of like what people on Kickstarter expect if they see like a game pitch on the platform?
Well, I know it's the difference between what people say and what they do. Because there will be a lot of people that would say, they will say, they got burned on this campaign, I got burned on that. But the campaigns, as we saw, like when we do for much entertainment games, like the vast majority of them was successful. I think that people sort of got a formula down for how much they go for, but everybody sort of goes for the same amount, right? And they sort of understand by communicating with other developers about how it's done. I think that's the big difference is the communication between developers. At least in what I've seen in like the little genre that we do. But I will also say that when we finally did get our crowdfunding campaign funded, we did have to be personal. The first one that we did.
Yes.
Like I literally took instead of doing things, I took a camera and I went outside and we filmed and I just talked about what we do, and so it was more me out there and less of the game. But I think for us, we are so into making the game and making a great experience, that, being personal, we look at being personal as a lesser than the effort.
Well, I don't. I
as
think
lesser than the effort that we put into it, because boy, oh boy, we put a lot of effort into
I
it.
do put a lot of effort, but when people talk to me about the game, because I usually don't
Mhm.
go out and talk to people because like that's not my thing. But when people talk to me about the game, I get personal. I tell them, oh, this is how I'm doing things. And I tell them the troubles we've had doing it, or anything that, just I do get personal.
Mhm.
Okay. And even when I do the updates, like when we do Patreon updates,
Right.
or the Kickstarter update
Right.
that I'm writing right now, I do tend to get personal because I feel like, I don't know, I feel like that's just being real, being
Yeah.
direct, transparent, letting people know who we are, what we're going through, the game we're making, and asking questions, uh, and
Yeah.
just I feel like I'm being personal,
Which is interesting because
I am being personal.
Mhm.
So, and I know when you read it, you're gonna be like, "Isn't that a little TMI?" But
Well, maybe it's your field of expertise.
that's my way of
to
communicating.
do so, and I'm gonna let you do what you're gonna do, because I'm actually more personal than she is outside of business. When it comes to business, I try to do business as business done. But like a big thing is I really am happy that the kids have been involved in the way that they have,
Yes,
and
have
how they
been
contributed.
very helpful.
And they have been very helpful to get like, and we got
For so long, it was just us two.
it was so long, yeah, with your
And
big
then,
ideas,
then they got older and more capable,
right?
and that excited me.
Right.
I'm like, this is the reason I had you guys. But I mean, I'm joking, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, kind of, right?
Yeah. This is your farm.
This is my football team,
That's your
my farm. This is, our company, our
Yeah.
family company, and it's
Right.
like coming to fruition.
Right.
And I'm excited about the future.
Yeah.
With kind of developing the demo, as I said, like at the time I was recording this on a Friday. I played the demo on Wednesday. Have there been any updates or any plans to continue to update the demo during the Kickstarter?
Oh, absolutely.
I've been updating daily, actually. I
Yeah.
just fixed a bug where somebody or people couldn't actually play the game.
Mhm.
And I was working with this guy for since day one,
Day
right?
one, yeah.
Well, day one
So
of the release of the
recent
demo.
yeah.
Because he it seemed like he really wanted to play the game,
Mhm.
and I really want him to play the game. And then other people started coming into the Steam saying that it was broken and they couldn't open the game. So I put all my energy, and he really helped me out. Like, we were going back and forth because we don't have a computer that can't run the game.
Yeah.
So there was no way for us to test. So I was just like sending him things back and forth, and we were trying all kind of different things, and then we finally fixed it. I think it was today,
Mhm.
right? I pushed the update out yesterday, and then
Yeah.
I woke up and
Right.
then it was like, oh, it's fixed.
Yeah,
It's like,
somebody else said it was fixed. Yeah.
so
Yeah, and we got computers from like what, early 2000s or something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Some things look like they could have been in my middle school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're that old. So yeah, and it works. It
Yeah.
works now. And I just fixed another bug
Right.
today that was reported. And
Yeah.
I think, I don't know if I'm gonna be doing daily updates, but like if it's like game
Yeah.
breaking, then I will be doing emergency
Right.
patches.
Mhm.
And I will also, but I think we'll be more doing probably weekly updates to get the newer features in.
Right.
The features all work, by
They
the
all
way.
work,
They just
yeah.
need like hardcore testing
And tutorials.
and tutorials. So we've learned.
Yeah,
Mm.
cause we old school.
Yeah, like I'm used to
Figure it out.
super old games. They just drop you in, and then you just press every button on the controller to figure out how to play.
Right.
That's how I started playing games. So, for me, doing a tutorial is like, I guess it's a modern thing, and it needs to be done.
You know, a perfect example of that, Street Fighter.
Yeah, but they had manuals back then too.
Mhm.
Nobody read the manual beyond the bus ride home. You know, they read the manual on the bus, and then they got home, they put the game in the system, and then they never looked at the manual again.
But I looked at certain Street Fighters back in the day. Like there was a section where they show you how to do moves.
Yes.
Like you could. Wow, I don't remember that.
You know, I did read the Final Fantasy. I think it was Final Fantasy 8.
Front to back?
Booklet. I think it also had like a small section of the guide in it as well.
I read
yes.
Tekken 3. I read Tekken 3. But Tekken 3
didn't they have a move list
yeah,
in game?
Because that did not
maybe
go
the character profiles.
It wasn't enough.
You know, character profiles are always fun to read.
Yeah, true, right.
Yes.
But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough to show all the moves that Tekken has in it. And I don't know, not even close.
For me, like when it comes to like fighting games, I have like no like short-term memory when it comes to combos. I can memorize like entire things from RPGs and strategy games, but fighting games are like my blind spot.
Right, I can see that. Like, and Tekken is probably like one of the worst ones when it comes to like how much things you can do with every single last character. Like, you know, Street Fighter, you know, you got the low punch, mid punch.
You managed to teach Nova how to play Tekken, and now she's beating you sometimes.
No, stop it.
She beats you sometimes.
Don't do that.
She does.
Don't do that. Now,
so
okay.
No.
That
great at fighting games. I pick one character and then I try. Well, actually, I played with Zafina and Lily.
What's this?
In Tekken,
what's her name?
right? Asuka.
Asuka. And she has a crazy. Yeah, I'm talking about you. She has a crazy easy counter that counters everything. You try, okay, let me jump kick. Oh, she countered that. You know what I mean? Okay, let me try here with a hard punch. Oh, she countered that. No. That's not when you're good. No. That's trash. No, you don't have to use it at the right time. No.
You can use it anytime?
Yeah, so you can do it real quick. She'll go like this, and you'll still have time to block.
Well, but you taught her how to play. Yeah. And I feel like they're not, I guess if you like want to learn, it's not really hard to get into. It's really hard to master though. Because you can learn the whole skill list and then still be like, okay, how do I? Because I know Sakina's skill list, and I just don't know how to. I know the whole skill list. I don't know the 10-hit combo.
Dear, you don't know those.
I do. I know the combos I like to use, and I know all the quick attacks. Yes, because you taught me too. Remember?
Yeah, but as someone who taught you, you do not know the entire.
I think I've beaten you at least twice out of the 100 times that we've.
That's what. Yeah. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. You beat me in what's it called? EverQuest. EverQuest 2.
That was like 20 years ago.
Exactly. Congratulations.
Okay, but I beat you in Mario Kart recently. Recently enough.
You found this trash loadout that you won't let anybody else use.
I made the loadout for the kids. The kids love the monster trucks. So, well, they used to love the monster trucks.
Can I use the loadout?
If you can discover it for yourself. But I discovered it. I had the big orange wheels with the F-Zero car, and the kids liked it, and I liked it too, and I would just whoop you with it.
Yeah. Come on, let me see your loadout. Let me see your loadout. What you got? What you got? What you got? Yeah. You want to show anybody?
But did you show me yours?
Yeah.
I don't think you did.
Okay.
But then you started beating me in Mario Kart 2, so I guess that's.
And you got furious.
I do not like to lose.
Wow.
It's like
Mario
Sonic all over again, right? I beat you and never played you again.
So you know what I do?
Look, when he loses something, he will go into a Rocky montage, and you'll see him playing for like days, just honing the one skill that beat him.
And
so that when you try it again,
by the time
you just are not.
By the time I was going to the player,
anything. I don't.
She was already like, nope.
No. No, why would I put myself through that?
Nope.
No, thanks.
One thing that I wanted to ask about Alchemic Beasts, in terms of the actual creature designs themselves,
right?
Because obviously, for people listening to us, this is one of the most fundamental aspects of the genre. Whether we're talking about Pokemon, Digimon, Monster Crown, again, there's been lots of creature collectors out there. What was kind of like the process, or like how did the two of you decide like what you wanted the creature designs to be, or like what kind of, I guess, like how you wanted to balance a game like Alchemic Beasts?
Okay, well, for the designs of the monsters, our oldest son's name is Adonis. When we were making Lost World, he designed all the monsters there, and it was like it was good. Like my design is too practical, right? When it comes to monster design, like I would make I'll make a board, and I give him like one eye, all right? And
you've done it,
yeah. And now that's me. I saw, but he really likes to dive into the different type of animals and how these animals are in this environment, and he's kind of a stickler for that type of stuff. So he would really go in and say, well, Roadrunners do this, and they have this type of thing, so we're gonna make a piece like that, and he would like sort of design it. And so he would design it on paper. So he'd draw it out in all different designs, and then I would go in and I would do the pixel art version of it, and he'll give me the colors. And every single time he gave me the colors, I'm like, oh, this doesn't make sense. You sure about this? And it would just come out immaculate. So our sort of combination of doing that, him doing that aspect of doing pixel art.
And then I would do the stats.
One thing that I think
based on his description, I would do the stats on it, and then that's how they would end up in game.
Right. So another thing that's sort of interesting, especially came to our first beast, and I think we should continue to do this, was the evolution chart was a lot smaller. Like, let's say the variations weren't quite as unique as they are now. Our original idea with the variations where they were going to be like different colors,
palette swaps,
but they weren't even there because there to even begin with. So the beast that we had was the level 1 beast, and then we had the level 3 beast. So we ended up making a level between that, right? I'm saying this right?
The Heatherin, yeah.
And because of that, because we always had the Heatherin and the Hookwing and Zabeek.
I think Zabeek came last.
And then what happened was when we made the variations between the first level and the third level, we were coming up with how those things would translate to the next level up. So we ended up with some really unique stuff with the level above, and then this mid level, which was, okay, how do we transform these beasts into the ones that are on top? And a lot of times we tell him to like take a step outside the box. We don't want to see, everything shouldn't be an animal per se. Let's do something different. So
because we're using alchemy, so it can kind of be anything.
So we would press them on that, and then that's how we came up with like one of our best monsters, I think, is
Core Reaper.
Core Reaper, exactly. And then another one I think is really good was how we started to like, oh, if this beast sort of evolved, maybe they lose things, and that's how we came, and we kind of swapped. No, as a matter of fact, he was there that we created the first version of it, and we made him lose stuff, which is Credge.
Yes.
Right. So
Credge to Gravelite.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So those different things, like, okay, let's skip, kind of like let's find a missing link between these evolutions. Let's create these missing links. Because we create these missing links between something this first level and this third level, we're going to come up with something unique. But as far as balancing goes, wouldn't even doing the balancing somewhat because Jabberoth is trash.
No, he's not.
Yes.
I use Jabberoth.
He has every weakness in the world.
Yeah, but he's super powerful.
Kind of. It's weak. You keep saying weak, weak,
But
weak.
But
What are you not weak to?
Every beast can't be super powerful.
What
They have to have their weaknesses and their strengths.
Okay. Well,
that's why it's called balance.
I think he's weak to.
He's weak to
slashing,
piercing and slashing. Yes.
And bludgeoning.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Unless he's bruised. But then that's everybody.
Whenever he comes out in the final and the boss, I'm like, I have a sigh of relief. Like, yes, get that Aquacolado out of here.
Aqualado.
Get him out of here. Get him out of here. He's tearing me up. He's destroying me.
You're talking about Hagrid.
Yeah. Yes. Absolutely destroying me. But yeah, that move is that burning palm to be toned down.
Well, it is a level tier 2 move, so
absolutely toned down.
But Gargoyle Hagrid is supposed to be hard.
Yeah. So you're supposed
because what we wanted people to do was try to create variants or at least get a few beasts and then go and take on Gargoyle Hagrid. So that's why I made him that strong. And plus he's supposed to be like kind of a skill check to see like, are you paying attention to how to play the game? Do you have beasts with you? But then, our kids, they come and they just like Victor just comes in and he just smacks them.
Right.
Sometimes with one beast. And I'm like, am I balancing it wrong? But then people play it and then they're having trouble. So
that's all balance.
Is it bad balancing though? Is it?
No, there's some people who skill can get through it, and people who need to grow, they have a little struggle.
I guess.
Yeah. I think the thing about that is, if
you're telling me I'm doing things right, I'm gonna just accept.
I told you the wrong things. I told you the wrong things. I told you that they have too many beasts. I told you Expose is OP, and I just told you that the Burning Claw is too strong.
I'll give Expose a.
It can last.
Time.
It can just let it last one turn, so that I can block and I can just sort of rope-a-dope my way through it. But don't let me get one shot, please. No one likes that. That's
but you don't get one shot. I've never gotten one shot.
Mm-hmm. Exposed unless you get one shot.
Maybe you're trash.
The lack of evidence.
There has been evidence. I just try and don't. There's no evidence.
And does the game have any versions of like shinies or like rarer versions of the different creatures?
We've talked about it, but we haven't sort of narrowed it down. And one way, I think the way that I want to do it is
I have a way I want to do it.
Okay, we probably got two different ways we want to do it, but we've talked about it. It hasn't. We haven't. What is your way? I'm curious. Maybe we're on the same page.
I don't want it to be like shinies palette swaps or whatever. I want it to
boy.
I want it to be
I was not going this direction.
I want it to be like because it's about alchemy. We want to do the different metals.
Okay.
Right. So instead of it just being a shiny or a different color or whatever, I want it to be like an all metal version of something or like an all gold version or all
Question. Does that require a completely different?
It would require, but it'd be like a variant, but just like a variant that's
in every single last.
You see how you want to give me work, but
work?
When I can't give you any work.
My work is necessary.
So is mine.
I was thinking you take the ballot skin, make them black.
Black?
Like you shift.
So you're saying you color swap?
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah. Like you turn, instead of him being gray with green spikes, you make him green. The gray spike. No? Yes? No? Okay. So I guess we're doing
shiny metal is
I
nice.
guess we're doing.
We'll have a meeting.
We have a meeting.
Let's see what the kids think.
Yeah, we have a meeting with everybody.
And with like designing like the different moves and abilities, because there's a whole discussion about like expose and some of the abilities earlier in the conversation. With like thinking about like the variety of moves, I guess before we get to that, for people listening to us, you have an idea of like how many creatures total you're planning for the game? Has that been like figured out, or you're still deciding that?
We know the number.
Yes,
Okay.
we know the number. Yes.
Okay. So with like designing different moves and trying to like fit all this together, because this is like the part like for like consumers and like people listening to this right now, they probably don't think about the amount of work obviously that goes into different creatures, different art, different all that. So with like thinking about from that perspective, what has that been like with building alchemic beasts?
So the body parts all have a very specified set of skills that is set in stone,
Most of them.
and elemental skills that is set in stone.
They're not set in stone. We have the amount is set in stone, but the skills themselves
That's what I mean.
are not.
So those are contained.
Yes.
And so but each beast, not their variations, their variation have the same skills. So each beast have 2 unique ultimates that they can have. And when you sort of breed them, they can have one or the other. Right?
Yes.
So
when you find them, they'll have one or the other.
Right. So and that's so it's 2 ultimates per beast, but the rest of because we instead of animating the beast,
yes,
we put the that effort into the skills and make the skills look really fun and really engaging. So so 2 ultimates per beast, but the skills for the body parts are really narrow to the skills that the beast can learn, and the element skills are right now. So yeah. And then the beast tamer has their little set of skills.
Yes. Which can be enhanced and swapped based on they'll like everything has a loadout. So later in the game, you'll be able to train your beast with another character who can utilize the skill points that you would get from leveling up to change your beast's loadout basically.
Do you think when that happens that you have certain beasts that have moves like drag and moves like shell?
But the thing the thing about drag and shell, they have their uses.
They do.
But so some people will say they're whack, but we know what they can do, right?
Because
like,
I see the beast.
Drag is pretty potent.
Drag is really good.
Like for me, if I get a hook wing or a feathered beast that has blood quill and drag, that's a potent combination.
I've never used that combination before.
Well, you don't have to use it, but like people are gonna have their play styles, their setup. They're gonna have their support beast. They're gonna have their tank who has shell and is gonna pull aggro. Away from the tamer or the back line. You're gonna have the people who are gonna play just elementals. Like we want to provide
pretty cool
for all the different type of play styles, and we want you to be able to craft your team.
Right.
And that's why we have that character who's going to be training, who you're going to be able to get to train the beast.
And be able to swap
the loadout, because currently and by default they come with a loadout that you capture them with, and then you can't really do anything until they level up.
And you're going to train them based on what they can do.
Yes, they can't, like if something doesn't have feet, they're not going to be able to kick anything. If they don't have feathers, they're not going to be able to do feather dart and stuff like that. So everything is based on the design of the beast and what body parts they have and what element they are.
All right, everybody, this is going to be the split for this interview, part 2, where we discuss more about the design and creatures of Alchemic Beasts, will be going up tomorrow. Be sure to check out the Kickstarter for the game. It's still going on. You'll find a link to that one down below. But with that, do all the YouTubing stuff, and come back for daily discussions on game design here, and on game wisdom, where you examine the art and science of games. Until next time, take care.